Morning! It's Thursday, the 5th of October, 2017. Welcome to This Morning here on United Kingdom Talk. I haven't been with you for some mornings, have I? I just realised that this morning I'm sitting there and I'm coughing this morning. Oh, poor Theresa May yesterday. Didn't you feel sorry for her? Oh, you must have done. Come on. You must have felt sorry for her yesterday. Poor Theresa May, coughing. And he had to even give her a cough suite. I thought that was very humorous of her. I like that word, humorous. I thought it was very humorous when the Chancellor gave her a cough suite and said, look, everyone, take note. The Chancellor has given away something for nothing. Ah, how I howled in my seat yesterday as she was doing that. Oh, I was almost in tears watching her yesterday. What a trooper. What a trooper. Oh, Jeremy, you would have given up and gone home, mate. You know, don't feel very well. Now, that's what you call dedication to job. How many people do you know who work with you, okay, who... I can't... I've got a sore throat. I really didn't think she was going to make that to the end of her speech yesterday. Top marks. It doesn't matter what your politics is. Come on, you must say top marks. Unless, of course, you're closed-minded. Oh, no, don't like her. No, she deserves that cough because she's so horrible. Oh, no. Moan. I'm talking about people and moaning. Look, here's a story here this morning. Factory worker. Now, here, ladies, are you ready to get £10,000 compensation? Are you ready for this? You ready, girls? Here we go. A factory worker whose boss penned a rhyme about her breasts on her 40th birthday card has won £10,000 in compensation. And I can see, you can't see it, I can see a picture of her, and quite frankly, I think she needs that £10,000 to spend on her face. That's an ugly old bag, that is. I'm sorry it is. The fact that it's a woman is neither here nor there. Could have been a man. If it was a man, I would have said the same thing. Ugly. You know, mum of one, Lisa Vickers, was handed the card after it was passed round for workmates to sign. Oh, my heart bleeds for you, dear. But she was mortified to see Sal's administration manager, Dave Ravenscroft, had written, Lisa, it's your birthday. I bet you're thrilled to bits, but not as much as I would be if I could feel your... Didn't see the funny side of it. Another miserable old bag. She claims it was an example of a campaign of sexual harassment by 58-year-old Mr. Ravenscroft. Is there a picture of him? Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, he looks desperate and all, to be honest. Oh, yeah. Or you wouldn't want to get... Perhaps that's... I think I know why she demanded the £10,000 now, to be honest. I mean, the pair of them deserve each other by the look of it. You know, I'm looking at her. Well, quite frankly, I think she's lucky that anyone would want to touch her. And the same goes for him as well. Look at them. Pair of them. Desperados! Wasn't that a song by the Eagles? She claimed Mrs. Vickers, who quit her production operator in March, said she would arrive home from work crying and became so self-conscious and tried to hide her chest. Why would you... Ladies, why would you do that? Why would you try and hide your chest? You see them on the television, dear. On The Only Way is Essex and all those ghastly programmes. Love Island. Look, they're pushing them out, love. Pushing them out. I used to be able to do that before I went to Slimming World. Thank you. 1 stone, £8 now lost. So I haven't got them to push out anymore. But God's sake, man, if you've got them, use them, dear. You must use your assets. Use them. She said Mr. Ravenscroft, who should compared, right, get this, who should compared to TV comic Benny Hill. Now, there's a clue there. Benny Hill was a comedian. Do you not think he was trying to make you smile and make you laugh? Oh, no, I'm offended, you miserable old bag. Miserable old bag. I'm sick of these people. And I'm sick of having to pound around them all the time. Do you know what I mean? Oh, bet not say that, might offend them, you know. Listen, when I was DJing straight bars, there was nothing better I liked than some straight lad coming up behind me, slapping my bum and saying, are you all right, you old puff? Not offended? No. Liked it. So should see. They just don't get it, do they? I just think some people want to be in permanent unhappiness. They have chosen the life to be permanently unhappy and offended. That's what it is. A Manchester Employment Tribunal, more for them, heard the final straw came when he leered at her daughter. Well, yeah, okay, fine. Who's 17. She agreed touchy-feely Mr. Ravenscroft was too friendly with the staff. I'm sorry, I'm looking at her, and quite frankly, I think she's lucky to be touched by anyone, dear. I'd also like to volunteer to be touched today by anyone that wants to touch me. And I've said this on the programme before, boys and girls. I've said this on the programme before. If you see me out and about somewhere and you want to have a feel, touch me. No holds barred. I might be in Waitrose later. I might be in Aldi later. You know, I will be going out later. I've got to make another trip to the dump. I've been doing a lot of dumping this week, boys and girls. An awful lot of dumping. Yes, I've been going in my cupboards and emptying stuff out. Today, I'm going to go in my shed. I say it's a shed. It's a lean-to by the side of the house, and I'm going to empty. and I'm going to empty that as well. Well, not quite empty it, but get rid of some stuff. I have had intelligence. I've had intelligence that here in Bracknell they may start charging for dumping stuff. Now they are already making a charge for certain items. I think plasterboard, soil, building materials. I think there's certain things that they charge for now, but not everything. Now, I've heard that they're going to start charging for stuff. So now is the time to empty your lockers, boys and girls. Empty those cupboards. Remove the trash and take it down the dump. And if you're going out with someone that you don't like, take them down there as well, dear. Just put them in a small box. I think they might go near the recycling thing. The recycling area. So I might be going down the dump again. That's where I was yesterday, down the dump, getting rid of another carload of stuff, all right? Let's say hello to some early morning adopters this morning. And as always, thank you, those of you that have taken the time and trouble to share the programme to your wall, okay? Good morning to Adam the plumber, who joins us this morning. Good morning, Adam. Mark Jones is there. Morning, Mark. You're new, are you new? Mark Jones, or were you the one that rung in yesterday? Did you ring in? I think it was you rung in yesterday, wasn't it, Mark? Was it you, Mark? Can't remember. Let's have a look. Ben's there. Hello, Colin. Colin's there. Still dancing. Still dancing, Colin. Good morning to Diane Jeb. Oh, dear, Diane. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 people who put a message in before you this morning, Diane. You're getting very, very slacked here. Very slack, I must say. Alice, good morning to the lovely Alice. Good morning, Alice, who joined us for the first time on Monday at the karaoke stream. Danny says you have a face for radio. Thanks very much, Danny. Would you like to sit on it? It's too early in the morning for that one, isn't it? Good morning, Danny. Good morning to AD James. Good morning, AD. How are you? He's lost a load of weight, though. But he didn't have Slimmer's World. He weren't very well. Well, yeah, AD wasn't very well, but he's better now. Looking fantastically fit, AD. Very fantastically fit. Good morning to the lovely Ricky Epgrave, who is back from his world tour of many places, including Hong Kong, Thailand, and other places. I can't remember where you've been. Remind us where you've been, Ricky. Are you happy to be home, lovey? Away from that holiday and back into hard work. Ricky works at Iceland, where they do Slimming World meals. Did you know that? They do Slimming World meals in Iceland. Large portion. None of this Weight Watchers stuff, do you? Have you seen the Weight Watchers meals? They're like this. You're like, oh, have I had it yet? Gone? No, Slimmer's World meals are like that. They're massive. Full of no calories. Yes. Good morning to Ray Reynolds this morning, who joins us. Pete Branch is there in Sao Paulo in Brazil. Is that Brazil? I still haven't been to Brazil yet. I may come one day if I can get back on a plane. I can't stand the mucking around on planes. And good morning also to Adrian Richardson as well, who joins us this morning. So that's our first news story of the day. I've got loads of bits and pieces to read out to you today. Last night, I know some of you watched my smaller videos, and I said last night, after we had an excellent night of the quiz, 6 teams last night, which that's okay. 6 teams is all right. I'd like 10, but it's 6 teams at the moment. And a new couple, well, they weren't a couple, a boy and girl team won last night, who just happened to be in the pub. They weren't actually in for the quiz, but I got them to join in. And they won the £30 bar tab last night. So that was nice for someone new to win like that. And there was 3 people who I know quite well. There's Brad and David. Oh, my God, they were wrecked. They were absolutely wrecked. I had to go over and have a little... Keep quiet or you'll be chucked out. Nothing to do with me. I don't chuck people out. I try and warn them. If I see people are getting a bit leery, I'll go over and say, I'll go over, no matter where I am, and say, you need to watch out. It's not me who will do it, but if you carry on, I think you might get chucked out, so be careful. I always have a quiet word, try and sort it out first for them, because no one wants to be chucked out of a pub. Here's a little bit of advice for you. If you ever get chucked out of a place by either a doorman or a member of staff or something like that, leave. Leave straight away. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going. And go, right? Leave it 2 months and go back. They won't remember you. If you stand there and argue the point, well, why are you chucking me out? You will be remembered. Remember that, okay? Please, if you never listen to anyone's advice, I've worked in pubs and clubs for years and years and years. That is the one. That is the one that will get you back in a pub. If you're asked to leave for whatever reason, simply put your drink down, put your coat on, okay, bye-bye, and go. Leave it 2 months, come back in, and they won't remember you. Unless, of course, they take photographs. You know what they're like at the door, aren't they? They're taking photographs of everyone all the time. Okay, so Brad and Dave, they were very, very drunk last night. Fortunately, Paul was with them, and he was able to, kind of look after them. And very, very naughty. Very naughty and drunk. On the way home, I did have some rice risotto in the fridge, which I'd done on Tuesday. I didn't fancy it last night, so I came back and had baked beans on corn steaks. And that was very nice. I'm looking for a new computer at the moment, a new laptop. I tend to change my laptops every 3 years because they're used so much and they're out on the road and they are... without the laptop, I'm stuffed. Okay, so every 3 years, I change it. I get a new one. And I'm surprised at how much they've gone up. Now, I didn't expect to spend 350 quid. That'll do me. We don't need top spec or anything like that. All it's got to do is play out my karaoke and play out my DJ music. And go on the internet. That's about all it has to do. So the last one I've got, maybe you know of one. I don't want refurbished. When it comes to work, everything has to be top notch. I don't scrimp and save money on stuff for work. Okay? So my old one is an i5 8 gig RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive. I could probably get away with that again. That would be fine. And I thought that by now we would have moved on a bit. Do you know what I mean? To something better for perhaps less money. And I'm wrong. I'm wrong. And, as I say, that one was 3 years old. And generally, when I've bought another laptop, it's better than the last one and cheaper. Not this time. No, I'm looking at the same thing, actually. And I've got a Lenovo at the moment. i5, 8 gig, 1 terabyte. We're coming out at about 450 quid. Which is like about £100 more than I wanted to spend. And I was talking to my friend last night, Ben Parker, about this. And he says, yes, it's all to do with the whole Brexit thing. So I don't know if you know any better. I have seen some refurbished ones for about 350. I think there was one for 299. But like I say, I'm replacing one that's 3 years old, and I don't want to replace one that's 3 years old for another 3-year-old one that's been refurbished. Do you see what I mean? I want to buy a new one. So maybe you know somewhere, okay? So that's it. It needs to be i5, 8 gig, 1 terabyte. I don't know if I'd get away with an i3. The trouble is, if you get an i3 and it doesn't, you can't sort of, oh, this is no good. Can I change it? No, I don't think they do that with computers. So I don't know if you know anywhere. keep an eye out for me, please. Let's go back to some of your messages. Good morning, AD says, I'll happily manhandle you, Chris. Oh, no, thank you, AD. I'm sorry, you're too old for me, AD. You know, you stick to your new missus, all right? Blooming cheek. What is it with these married men propositioning me all the time? You stick to your ladies. Honestly, no self-control at all. Good morning to the lovely Christina in Portsmouth. Morning, my darling. Pete says, I'll give you a bum squeeze when I'm over there. Yes, that's fine, Pete. You touch as much as you want. I promise you now, you know, if I'm walking around and I suddenly feel someone touch me somewhere, no holds barred, okay? I will not take you to court and I will not demand £10,000 off you. That ugly old bag. She got the £10,000, but she didn't get the squeeze, did she? Good morning to Heidi Oliver this morning. Morning, lovely Heidi. AD says, perhaps I'd take my ex-wife there as a bulky item. Oh, stop that! Stop that! Adrian says, I'm touched up in hospital today as we talk about it. Oh, have you got a nice doctor or nurse? I do hope so, Adrian. Or have you got an horrible one? I had the nurse from hell when I was in hospital last time. That was with a burst appendix. That's years and years ago. A stay in hospital. Was that 1999, I think that was. 98 or 99, 96. Can't remember. Burst appendix. And, she was horrible, this nurse. She wouldn't help me. It was one bit where I was in the toilet. I was on my way to the toilet and I fell on the floor. And I put my hands up to lift her up. And she took a step back. Oh, we're not allowed to lift anyone. You miserable old bag. Miserable old bag. My mate came down. And he had a word with her. And she called the security on him. What another miserable one. Why are there so many miserable people in this world? Why don't you just eat crap and die? You know, I'm fed up seeing miserable people all the time, aren't you? Good morning. Ben Parker's. Ben, if you're still there, because I know you just pop on and off, don't you? Ben Parker is a very busy person. He does karaoke nights as well. Just to let you know, Ben, as soon as I got in last night, I did my laptop upgrade because there's a new, Windows update. There's another Windows update to be done. Okay, it took 25 minutes, Ben, on the laptop. This morning, I've come upstairs. I've got two computers in here. Done both updates. Again, about 25 minutes, both of them. So I don't know why it took you so many hours. I do know why it took you so many hours. Because you keep mucking around with ours, don't you, Ben? Ben is always taking things apart and improving them. And that's probably why, Ben. Because you keep mucking around with your blooming laptop. Leave it alone. Taking out hard drives and putting in other hard drives and things like that. They're not. Leave them alone. Once you buy them, that's it. Leave them. So that is true though, Ben. All three devices only took me maximum of 25 minutes each to fully update and restart and everything. All right. So just thought you might want to know that. Ricky has been to Hong Kong. Pattaya. Is it Pattaya? Pattaya. Is that Greece? Pattaya. 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 Is that how you say it? Pattaya. I like that name. Pattaya. And Bangkok. One night in Bangkok. Do you know the song One Night in Bangkok, Ricky? One night in Bangkok. Da 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 da. It's a good song. Look it up on the YouTube. Not while I'm on, please. One night in Bangkok. Pete says I'm welcome. 12 hours to fly to Brazil. That's a long time, Pete. Such a long time, my friend. What would I do for 12 hours? Other than push that button and lay back and go to sleep. That sounds fairly good to me. That's probably what I usually do on flights and that sort of thing. All right. And good morning to Dino Tracey. Dino Tracey is there this morning. Good morning, Dino. Nice to see you. Bradley. There he is. You see that bloke on there, Bradley Watts? That's one of the boys that was really... I'm surprised you're up. I'm really surprised you're up. That's one of the boys that was absolutely paralytic last night, Brad. He was absolutely drunk as a skunk, weren't you? Do you know when the last time is I was drunk like that? I was 21 years old. That's the last time. I hate it. Then you get into your bed and, no. I mean, why is that a pleasurable experience? I don't get it. Not my cup of tea at all, getting drunk. We're not having any of all of that. Thank you very much. Danny is on the train this morning. Where are you going, Danny? Are you in first class? Oh my God, you're not in the back of the train, are you, dear? Are you on the carriages where you have to operate the doors yourself? God's sake, what sort of way do you travel, Danny, for Christ's sake? Oh, you mean in first class? It's only an extra 20 quid or something, isn't it? I think I've got Theresa May's cold this morning. I actually woke up about 7:15 this morning, and the whole side of this face was thick. Do you know what I mean? My nose was blocked. This is up here again. That keeps coming up, that does. And I've got like a constant stream of something going down the back of my throat. Isn't that awful? And I have to keep doing that and pushing a button so you can't hear it. Aha! Danny is touching me at a price. I think, Danny, the days of you charging are over now, aren't they, lovey? I think they are. Come on, Danny. Those days of you charging are over now. Have a look in the mirror, lovey. Have a little look in the mirror. But you can have a free touch if you want to. Good morning to Kim Witt. Now, Kim is up in Lincolnshire, and I found this story this morning on the Lincolnshire Live, which is Lincolnshire. If you're not in the UK, Lincolnshire is about 130 miles from me here. My sister lives up there. And where she lives, they found mustard gas. I know, mustard gas. I always thought mustard gas was something to do with mustard, but it's not, is it? It's a deadly gas. Anyway, in the Lincolnshire Live reports today, it says a man has been arrested after the discovery of mustard gas canisters in a Lincolnshire woods over the weekend. Rowton Woods, which is very, very close to where Kim lives, and my niece Tracey. Rowton Woods in Woodall Spa was cordoned off as police searched for more devices after 2 people were treated for burns after the discovery. I'm not quite sure what mustard gas does, but if you breathe it in, you're dead. I think that is the gas that they used when the Nazis killed all those poor Jewish people at the Holocaust. You know, in the big I can never say the word Auschwitz. You know, when they put them in the big terrible. And I think that's the sort of gas that they used. Police have now revealed that 2 people sustained burns and suffered breathing problems after finding the canisters, which experts have revealed are believed to have contained mustard gas. Now, not being funny there, right? Police have revealed 2 people sustained burns and suffered. I mean, why would you open something like that? Okay, it might not say mustard gas on it, but if you saw something that looked old and rusty and looked like a canister, why on earth would you try and open something like that? Because I wouldn't. Would I report it to the police? Probably not. I'd just walk past it, I think. You should report something like that to the police, of course you should. I don't know if I would or not, really. Trouble is, years ago I reported something to the police. It was in a car park just not far from here, a swimming pool that I was going to. I don't go there anymore. It got ridiculously expensive. That's the Berkshire Rackets Club. They got a lovely swimming pool in there, but it got ridiculously expensive, so I stopped going. But I remember going up there once on my bicycle. And as I got to the fence, so I'm one side of the fence, and it's like a, the crisscross wire type fence thing, I got one side of it. And on the other side, I noticed hoodies, boys and girls, and I could see them looking into a car. Anyway, so I stopped behind a tree. I was lurking. I was lurking behind a tree, lurking behind a tree. And next thing I knew, I heard the glass go. So I came out from behind and went, "Oi!" And immediately these two boys ran off, and they were on bikes. Anyway, so I got to the entrance, which is the only way in and out of this place, and I stopped there on my bike, and I rang up the police. And the police came a couple of minutes later, and they actually went past me and into the thing, and they're looking around. So I've gone up to them on the bike. I said, "All right, mate, are you looking for the burglars?" And this copper comes across to me, fat thing he was, "What's your name?" "I beg your pardon? What's your name?" "Why do you want to know my name?" "Because you've been reported. You fit in the description we've got." I said, "I'm the one who reported it." He said, "Doesn't matter. What's your name? Have you been in trouble with the police before?" I said, "Now listen, sunshine. I'm not talking to you. You get one of those other people over there to talk to me. You are rude." And a lady came over, a female officer, and she talked to me, and I explained that I'd made the phone call. What a bloody idiot. And ever since then, I feel it not necessary to ring the police about anything. I'm sorry. It's tempting fate. Of course, it would probably be all right again. It was just someone trying to make a name for himself, wasn't it? This is a long time ago, 15 years ago, okay? But I don't forget things. I'm sorry, I don't forget things. And so I don't think I've ever reported anything again, really, since that. That doesn't mean to say I haven't got a lot of time for the police, because I have. They do a damn difficult job. I wouldn't want to be a policeman. We had an ex-policeman on the show the other night, didn't we? Who called in and told us some little bits and pieces that I found fascinating and frightening at the same time. I couldn't be a policeman. No, couldn't be a policeman at all. Back to some of your messages. A very good morning to Robin Dearden from España. Hola. Hola. Do you say the H or not? Hola. Hola. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, going back to that story, yes. So a man aged 38 from Lincoln has been arrested on suspicion of being in possession of a noxious substance. He remains in custody. But they said they found them. So I don't know. I thought that they'd been there. By the look of the picture, which I'm sorry you can't see, they look like they've been there for years and years. They're like covered in mud and all that. So I don't know why they've arrested someone. But anyway, if you see something like that, yeah, do ring the police, but don't go opening the damn thing. I suppose perhaps someone might have thought that there was coins or something like that in there, £50 notes. I mean, you wouldn't mind finding one of those in a canister or two, would you, so Bradley, good morning. I hope you're well this morning. Adrian says, not one single gay nurse, all ladies. Oh, well, Adrian, you'll have to change. You need to fit it. And when in Rome, do as the Romans do, my friend. You've got to become straight for a day, darling. I tried that once for years as a teenager and in my early 20s. Didn't work for me either. There you go. Look, here you are. I'm talking about computers now. Ben mucks around with them. He's put 31.5 terabyte hard disk space. Well, it's your own fault then, isn't it, Ben? You muck around with computers, you expect to have problems. Whenever he has an update, something terrible goes wrong. Doesn't happen to me, because I don't have the thing open all the time, putting more bits and pieces in. It's your own fault. Didn't your mum say that to you, Ben? You've only got yourself to blame. Robin says, stop coughing, you sound like Theresa May. Oh, don't. I felt so sorry for her yesterday. I mean, anyone would think that I was with Theresa May last night or something. The way I'm coughing this morning. Actually, it's not as bad as it was earlier on. I think I've already fought off the illness that is perpetrating into me. And talking of illnesses, watch out, boys and girls. This is in the... And I've got some Cliff Richard news in a minute. Oh, yes. The crying, talking, walking, talking, living doll. Some very, very important Cliff Richard news coming for you very shortly. One moment, please. Watch out, illnesses. A highly infectious vomiting and diarrhea bug. I'm sorry if you're having breakfast. Diarrhea, isn't that the worst thing ever? Oh, mind you, it's better than constipation. Constipation is very bad. Anyway, a highly infectious vomiting and diarrhea bug is reportedly sweeping across the country, leaving families bedridden. Are you bedridden? Oh, it's possibly the worst place to be if you've got diarrhea in the bed. Whoa! Isn't it awful? You know when you've got it and you keep having to get up and you think, oh, I can't go to sleep in case, you know. But it doesn't happen, does it? Isn't that weird? All that time you're up and you're, oh, go to the toilet. And you run to the toilet. Or you're awake and you're in bed. Oh, go to... And you get out of bed quickly. But when you're asleep, what you think is going to happen when you're asleep doesn't happen. You know, and you probably arranged the towels and that underneath yourself in bed. Have you done that, lovey? Have you? I think you probably have. And let's be honest. If it's not you who's got the diarrhea, but your partner, you don't want to really be in that same bed, do you, lovey? This nasty illness. Look, there's no one here to give me a cough sweet, is there? This nasty illness called shigellosis or shigella, which normally affects young people, is said to be passed around schools and workplaces. Oh, well, that's all right. I don't go to school anymore or work. Sometimes known as the winter vomiting bug. It's described as most common in early autumn. The unpleasant side effects include painful stomach cramps, high temperature and nausea. Oh, we're all going to get this now. Poor hygiene, such as not washing your hands after the toilet, is a common cause of the virus being passed around, according to the NHS. But it can also be contacted by direct contact with someone infected from doorknobs or toilet handles they have touched. You see, the Queen's got the right idea, hasn't she? Eh? She got all those lovely white gloves she puts on before touching your disgusting dirty hands. They really are dirty hands. People do it to me while I'm at the karaoke or quiz. Hello, Chris, and they put their hand out. Oh, do I want to touch that hand? Ghastly hands, dear. Wash them, please. People who have had diarrhea should stay away from work or school until they've been free of symptoms of 48 hours. Well, easier said than done, dear. How can we stay away from work? No money to eat. We will starve to death. Starve to death. There's been around 1,800 cases in the UK every year. So do be very careful. Symptoms include diarrhea containing blood or... Oh, I don't think we want to go there now, do we? So that's the next thing to sweep the British Isles. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Let's have a look here. Danny is, of course, going first class to London. Greetings. Excellent, Danny. Excellent. Are you going to Clapham tonight? I've no idea what's on. Just have a look on the website and that'll be able to tell you. Lisa's birthday. Tell her happy birthday from me. Okay? There's no holla in Ola. So it's Ola. Ole. What's Ole then? Ole. 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 Something like that. Ben says the update worked fine. Yeah, after about 6 hours, mate. It was you who rang me, wasn't it? Telling me that it took 6 hours for the update to work. Something wrong with your computer. Only took me 20 minutes on all 3 computers. It's your computer. Because you keep mucking around with them. Keep your little fingers out of those computers. They're not there to be taken apart like that, dear. Diane says money is the worst thing for passing germs around. You never know where people's hands have been. Oh, you've only got to watch them, Diane. Have you ever watched them on the bus? Lads are the worst, aren't they? Ever seen the lads in the tracksuit bottoms with their hands down the front? Dirty people, dear. Dirty, dirty people. Let's open a phone line just in case you want to call in this morning. There it is. 0208 144 3477 if you fancy a chat this morning, or if you're quite happy to sit there and watch, that's fine as well. Doesn't matter, okay? However, the option is there for you now. Local London number 020 8144 3477. Now, all I would say is, you're going to call in, sound enthusiastic. Don't sound boring, or it'll be a very short phone call. When I'm doing this and talking to you, if I get a call in, I'm listening to the call, thinking, Do the people watching find this interesting or exciting? You don't even have to be clever to call in, but you need to be interesting or enthusiastic. Don't go, oh, hello, Chris, how are you today? Oh, yeah. Okay, what are you calling in about? I thought I'd just call in and say hello. Well, what do you want to talk about? Well, I don't know, really. There's no point. No point. It'll be a very, very short call. Oh, I see Adam's with us this morning. Good morning, Adam. I saw a picture of you and a little girl. Is that your little girl? How old is she? Because I'm a big children fan. I have 6 great nephews and nieces. Yes. And I've just sent great nephew George. Oh, just a moment. I've got to blow my nose. I've just sent great nephew George, who was 5 last week. I've just sent his birthday present up, it's like a Scalextrics, but it's battery operated. It's the Disney Pixar double car set. And you put the track together and you push a button and it goes round and round. That's what he wanted, with batteries. Oh yes, we don't send half a gift. Do remember that, boys and girls. When you're buying little people gifts, don't forget the batteries. Very important at Christmas time. Oh, look what Uncle Chris has... There's no batteries! Mind you, everything's open again. Christmas Day now, isn't it? A lot of places open now. So don't forget the batteries. And when you're buying things for little people, I said this so many times before, don't buy them clothes. Don't ring up the mum and dad. Well, she needs a pair of shoes, a coat. That's not Christmas. That's for normal time. You want to buy a coat for your little niece or great niece, great nephew, great nephew. You want to buy them something now? Fine, buy a coat, pair of socks, little pair of pants, little pair of trousers, little jumper, little shirt. Christmas, toys. Toys. Take yourself back to when you were a child. Do you remember being, maybe not 5, 10? Do you remember being 10? Do you remember opening a parcel? Taking off the Christmas wrapping paper and finding a pair of trousers? How disappointed were you? Think of the child. What does that child want for Christmas? They don't want a pair of trousers. They don't want a jumper or a pair of trainers. They want a toy. They want to play. Get them a toy. Do not buy little... I can hear parents now who might be watching this. Oh no, but he needs a coat. Well, I'm sorry, not for Christmas. Think of the child. That child doesn't want to open a present and get a coat out. I think the little girls, they like little fairy dresses and things like that, don't they? You know, princess dresses, like who's that old bag on Frozen? What's her name? Elsa, let it go, please go away, we're sick of that song. Oh, I hate that song. They want to look like that. They want to look like Snow White. They want to look like Sleeping Beauty. If you do buy them clothes, buy them something like that. Not a normal coat. Girls, I think, like coats, don't they? Are we allowed to say that now? Oh, no. And perhaps we're not allowed to say that anymore. Are we? No. Gender neutral. Oh, crap. Perhaps they don't want to be identified as a girl at 10 years old. Oh, Christ, that's the Guardian people for you, that is. Good morning to Adam, who says is having poached egg, fried onions and fried tomato. That sounds good to me, Adam. That sounds good to me. I like fried eggs and I turn them over for a little bit to make sure... Oh, there's nothing worse than it not being cooked properly, is it? An egg. Have you ever been out somewhere and this egg arrives and you go, oh, it's snotty. Oh, blah. Oh, no. I actually turn my eggs over for a few moments, and I'm not very good at not breaking the yolk. I'm really bad at not breaking the not breaking the yolk on an egg, and I don't like it solid, but I do like it just turned over. And if you get it right, it's really nice. So you do the bottom bit, that's the longer. Then you turn it over for just a few seconds, and that'll fry the last bit of snot that's on the top. I don't know how else to describe it. The last bit of snot that's on the top of the egg, and take it out. And then when you put it on the plate and you cut into it, it oozes out. Oh! But I'm not. It's really. I'm probably out of 100 times doing that, I might get that done about 4. My eggs I'd be better off having omelettes, I think. I really do. So that sounds a nice breakfast. That does sound nice. Adam. Oh, it was his niece Millie. So remember that, Adam. Don't be buying. Oh, if it's a girl, they like dressing up, don't they? Little girls. They do. Perhaps an item of clothes for a girl, but not a boy. Don't want clothes. I was one. Remember? Hello. I think I was one. I'm not quite sure. I did identify as a boy at that time. I'm not identifying as a man or woman anymore. I've decided that. After articles in the excellent programme, newspaper The Guardian, I wish to identify, I think a couple of nights ago, I was identifying as an ant. This morning, I'd like to identify as an electric toothbrush. Okay? I will be offended if you call me a boy or a man or an old man. I will be offended. You will refer to me as an electric toothbrush. I'm identifying today, in this gender-neutral world of ours, as an electric toothbrush. That will please all the lefties at the King's Head Theatre Bar. They will be very pleased that I am no longer identifying as what I look like. Just because I look like a man doesn't mean I am one. I'm identifying as an electric toothbrush. Thank you. Good morning to Christina, who says, is gender neutral the new yellow and green? Yes. Yellow and green. Oh, and talking of green, a new plant has arrived last night. I have purchased a bleeding heart. Have you seen those? Keep bleeding me. Keep bleeding me. Do you know that? Bleeding heart. Beautiful little flowers. Oh, cold tea. Isn't it vile? Oh, vile. I'd like to bring a kettle up here. Oh, actually, probably that's not a very good idea. My mate, years ago, I was on a radio station in London called Freedom FM. And my mate, Danny, used to do the breakfast show on there. It was only on for a few weeks. And Danny is now, he's one of the announcers at Channel 4. He's the one with the thick, or is it E4? He's either on Channel 4 or E4, one of those two. He's the one with the thick Irish accent. That's my mate, Danny Cowan. Anyway, and they brought breakfast things into the studio, and he's doing his show. Okay, well, we're going to cook something today. And they put switched on the electric kettle. All the electric went off. Went off air. How embarrassing is that? Trying to make a cup of tea. So perhaps that's not such a good idea after all. Snot and beans is my favourite. Oh, Adam, please. No. No. Ben, thank you so much for putting stars instead of the letters. Something that Adam needs to work out as well. Adrian says, what about being identified as a rugby player? I haven't got the muscles, Adrian. I would love them, you know. Oh, and it's not too bad, are they? Let me just see this. Just a moment, please. I don't know if I can identify as a rugby player. Let's have a little look there. Oh, I don't know. Listen. Oh, yeah, it's there. Look, it's there. Oh, hang on. Oh dear. Oh, there is a bit on. It's there. Look, it's there, isn't it? But I don't know what that is there. Anyone for bingo? Oh, we do have a laugh in the morning, don't we? Like my gender-neutral teacup. I love New York this morning. I love New York. Anyone notice the 2 new items behind me here? Look at these. These were in the cupboard that I emptied out yesterday. I am actually chucking a load of stuff out at the moment. I don't know why. I did some on, was it at the weekend or something? And I've kind of carried on. I like to get rid of all the rubbish that I don't want in here. Yesterday, some of the stuff I chucked out yesterday, and some of you will be horrified to know this, a hell of a lot of music DVDs. They've sat in the cupboard for 15 years. They don't come out. What is the point in keeping this stuff? Of course, some of you would say, well, you could sell them on eBay. It's a lot of time and effort doing all that blooming rubbish. I just put them all up, all in a black bag and in the car, and there were old paint pots as well. One of which, oh God, if you saw the video yesterday, you'll know. One of which slightly, and I mean slightly, leaked out. Do you mind if I better put that back on as well. This is the cheap one, by the way. This is the Burton's one. This is the cheapest jacket that I've got. Does it look like something from the 1970s? It's not too bad, is it? A little bit of paint leaked out on the passenger chair on the side, and 2 splodges in the middle, and they were splodges. And of course I'm at the dump. And I've closed it. Oh God, there's paint on the blooming car seat. And I thought, well, deal with it quickly. And I went round to I went round to Home Base, and I got some of that white spirit stuff. So I've come out of the shop, and I'm looking around for some. Of course, I've got no cloths in the car, so I've got a bit of blue roll and stuff. I'm dabbing this stuff and putting it on there. The blue roll is disintegrating as I'm rubbing it onto the blooming thing, and it made even more mess. I thought, oh God's sake, now how am I going to get out of this? And it didn't clear the blooming paint up, did it? The blue paint. I thought, well, why isn't that? Surely, because it had only just spilt out. I thought maybe it's emulsion. Now, I know that you're supposed to use white spirit's turpentine for gloss paint, but I think I just assumed, well, if it's all right for gloss, it'll be all right for emulsion. But I know you can't use water on gloss. I know that doesn't work. All you do then is spread it out even worse. Okay? But for some reason I thought terps would do emulsion as well. No, it doesn't. I got back here. I was so lucky. I thought I'd just try some soapy water. Came back inside the house, got a little basin, a mixing basin, put some hot water in there, just a little bit of fairy liquid, and I took my sponge out and a dishcloth, and I put it on, and it's come off. And you wouldn't even know it had been on there. So I'm very, very lucky with that. Very, very lucky with that. But yes, DVDs, paint pots, videos, old VHS videos. I haven't got anything to play them on anymore. I don't know why I'm keeping this stuff. And in the big cupboard today, I think I'm going to get rid of 2 old speakers and an old amplifier, which are just never going to be used again. I honestly don't think they're ever going to be used again, so I'll probably get rid of that. And I've got endless plant pots where I've been going to the garden centre, and you get the pot and you put it in the ground and you put the pot of storage. There's a couple of racks in there. It needs a blooming good clean-up, and I'd like to do it now. Number one, before they start charging, because I think they're going to start charging to dump stuff soon. And number 2, before it gets too cold. I don't want to leave it till next year now, okay? Oh, Adam loves cold tea. Oh, I'll send it round to you, mate. I'll put it in a flask and send it round. What's your address? Oh, not cold tea. It's horrible stuff. Adam says, you were talking about rich tea yesterday. I called them one dips. You dip them once and they fall in your cup. Oh, it's disgusting. Biscuits in your tea. That's horrible, that is. Chocolate digestive biscuits dipped into... Oh, when's the last time I had a chocolate digestive biscuit? Was it May? I think it was in May. May. Oh, well, soon. Do a car boot sale. Loads of fit guys go. I'd end up giving the stuff out to them. I would. So that's that. Here's something for you to purchase. Now, do you like these reed things? Okay. Now, this one, it's not smelling too much, I must say. Well, I was going to recommend this to you, but... Oh, actually, hang on. If you turn them up the other way, don't you? See, when they stop smelling, I think you turn them back up the other way. Don't you? Put like that. Get the blooming oil everywhere, won't you? Oh, that's better. Okay, now I've been buying these. Now, I have in the past tried various plug-in things and spray this and peel the thing off type air fresheners. But they don't seem to last very long. So I've been buying these recently. These new Reed diffusers. Well, not new. They've probably been out for a while. Reed diffusers. Now, I've bought them from... There was a gift shop in Lincolnshire when I went up there a couple of weeks ago to visit my sister and her family. I bought a couple in there, and I bought a couple in Marks and Spencer's and one in Next, and they're all quite strong and they smell lovely, but a bit pricey. Aldi are now doing them. Here's the Aldi one. This is lime, basil, and something else. Don't know what the other one is. Now that one doesn't smell very strong. It's nowhere near as strong as the other ones. The ones I've got downstairs, I've got Rose. That's my favourite one, Rose. That's that one. That's available in Aldi, and I think it's £2.99, just in case you want to try one of those out. That's the lime one. I've got to be honest, I'm having trouble smelling it. On the other hand, I've been in the studio for a while now, so after a while you get used to the smell. That's the whole idea of having a different smell in every room. I've got a different one in every room. Of course, make sure you keep your doors closed. Otherwise, all the smells intermingle with each other, and you won't know what room you're in. Not that I don't usually know what room I'm in anyway. Adam says, are they old DJ speakers? They certainly are, Adam. Do you want them? Do you want them? Do you want them? I've got an amplifier to go with them as well if you want. You can have those if you want. Everything's working. Works fine. They're not powered speakers. They're very old. They are, in fact, I'll tell you how old they are. 21. They are 34 years old, okay? The amplifier... I was using at Belushi's in London Bridge, as well as all my mobile DJing for 25 odd years. And it works perfectly. It's never blown a fuse. It's never ever gone wrong. And it is, let me tell you, it's heavy. Okay? It is heavy, but not so heavy that I can't carry it. And the two speakers work perfectly as well, or they did the last time I tried them. I'm not going to use these things again. So if you want them, Adam, okay, well, they're yours, okay? They're yours. They're yours. Let me know when you want to come and pick them up. Perhaps, I don't know if you're coming down to Central Station tomorrow. You can have those. The associated wiring to go with them? Don't know. Don't know. I think that I might be using the wiring for my other speakers. You know, the ones that you've seen down the Golden Lion. I've still got those. They're powered ones. These are just two speakers on there, and they wire into it. You know the job. They're speakers that require an amplifier. I've got the whole lot. You can have them. All right. They are just for you. Just for you. Are you going to put them in your church by any chance? They're quite good as PA speakers. They work very well. Sorry, Heidi. No, you can't have the old laptop. What happens, Heidi, is that when I buy a new laptop, the old one becomes the spare. So you can't have the old one, I'm afraid. But we haven't found a laptop. I don't really want to pay more than £350 for one. And they're coming out at like £450. So I don't know. Maybe. Good. Excellent. Ben says, I thought you only use liquid gold room odorizers. No, only directly underneath the nose, Ben. And it has been a long, long time. Adam says, I really admire your show. How long have you been doing it? Thank you, Adam. About 13 years. I think it's year 13. I think that's coming up soon. It's sometime in October. I think it's 13 years this year. Started off as audio only. Okay? And then, quite by accident, someone said, why don't you put a video camera? Oh, I don't want to put... No one wants to see me while I'm talking. And they said, try it. And one day I did. I just turned a webcam on and did the show. And it's been with us ever since, the camera thing. And gradually we've come on with that. And we've got, two cameras now, as you well know. One over there, one over there. I did have 3 in here. But I'll show you one. There we are. Now, this is exactly the same as the one you're watching me with, that one there. They're only little webcams, okay? But they're quality ones, not cheap ones. Logitech. I think they're really the leaders in webcam technology. So that's a Logicam one, okay? Now, I did have this one set up over there, where that one over there is, because it's a wide screen. But because it's exactly the same model as the one directly in front of me, the software was becoming very confused, and often things would go wrong. So that's why I've only got the one working now. Now, there is another version. This is a 920. I think this is a C920. I think there's a C922. And funnily enough, I was looking this morning on the Logitech website, and it's got a C922, which looks similar to that one, but is different. Now, if it's the same, I'm going to have the same problems. But if it's a different one, I'll probably be all right. Now, I have got another one down here somewhere on the floor. It fell down the other day. Wait a minute. Where is that? Hang on a minute. I might try with this one as well, just for something to do, you know. I'm always looking for the next thing. Do you see what I mean? I'm never kind of sitting still. A little bit like Sky Television. They're always bringing out new things, aren't they? I'm not a subscriber to Sky at all or anything like that. I don't believe in paying for television. But they are really at the forefront of technology, aren't they? They've always got something new coming along. They've got their Sky, what is it, Sky Q thing now? I'm not quite sure exactly what it does, but it's another leap forward. Right, let's see if I get this one. Oh, it's all wired in. Just a minute, I'll be with you in a minute. Stay there, dear. You don't... You don't see the newsreaders on the telly doing all this, do you? Now, I think this is plugged in somewhere. Hang on a minute. Oh, how's that plugged in there? Just a moment. One moment, please. Where is it? Out you come now. Now, I'm going to pull something out here. I hope I pulled out the right one. If not, everything will go off. 1 minute. Oh, yes, that's the right one. I've got this little one as well here. Which is kind of doing nothing. So I might try setting that up within the system as well. This is a little Microsoft one. That's quite cute, isn't it? And that can go over there, and then we can have like different angles. Gives it a little bit more interest rather than looking at the same angle all the time, you know. Because if you were watching, I don't know, Strictly Come Dancing or something like that, and it was just one camera in front of you all the time, you'd soon get bored. And we come a long way with equipment that you can do stuff at home. And I can't believe, when I was a child, to be sitting in like a spare room, talking to you, in colour, with a reasonably good picture and all that, you know, it was just impossible. I just wish I had some of this stuff when I was a child. You know, I think I could have done an awful lot and learnt more than I'm learning now as an adult about this stuff. It doesn't seem to be a week goes by. I was looking the other day on Amazon at new gadgets and these speaker things that talk to the Amazon Echo, which is on, I think that's on special offer at the moment, 99 quid for the big one, instead of 149, or it was on offer. A little while ago, but all these wonderful new gadgets that are coming out, and I think the next leap forward with what I'm doing, and I don't know when that will come, will be I can't remember what that's called now. Not 3D. I mean, I could do 3D now. But I think it's pointless. The 3D thing is a fad. I knew when they started bringing out all these 3D tellies, and my mate, of course, he had to go out and buy one straight away, didn't he? Oh, got to have the new technology before it's even come out. He does. I can't. What's it called? Oh, damn, what's that thing called? When the picture is kind of, there's no picture, like I am sitting with you in the room. What's that called? Gosh, I can't remember what that is now. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the moment, you're sitting there watching me on a screen. Well, one day, I'll be able to do a show. Holograph. Thank you, Ben. Holograph. I'll do a show and I'll be sitting with you in front of you in the living room, projected directly in front of you. I mean, won't actually be there, you know. I won't actually be there, but I'll be projected directly in front of you, and it will be like I'm sitting in front of you talking. Won't that be weird? But I suppose, like everything else, we'll just get used to that, won't we? So I think that will be the next leap forward for television. I'm sure probably people like the BBC are trying this sort of thing out. But can you just imagine like being watching Casualty or Doctor Who or something like that? And now on BBC One, Doctor Who, and it comes on, and you're there. All this stuff, like the TARDIS is there, and it's all being projected around you. You are in Doctor Who. Not just watching it, you're in it. Or Casualty. So you're sitting there, I don't know, in your armchair or something like that, and Charlie walks past, Charlie fair-haired, and then a trolley gets pushed right past your nose with someone's body on that's about to be operated on. You're in the operating theatre, you're looking into a heart. Holography. How exciting would that be? The Daleks would become you wouldn't be able to hide from the Daleks anymore. That's right, Ben. They would come behind the sofa and attack you. Exterminate! Exterminate! Do not dispute with the Daleks! We love the Daleks. Stop it, Adam. Let's have a look. Trust you to have a camera for the under the shot tables. No, that's for the other video I do, which is only available by subscription, the camera under the table. Subscription. Adam says, do you live in a mansion? Yes, I do, actually. Yeah, there's about 200 rooms here. Didn't you know that? This is a purpose-built television studio, Adam. I said this the other day. As you come down the M4 or the M3, look left or right, depending which motorway you're on, and at night time you'll see a very bright, it's almost like a star in the hills. That's where I am, darling. That is where I am. It just glows quietly, and you'll see lots of people walking around the studios, bowing down like I'm a prophet. They're bowing down, and they're bowing down to me. Philip says, what have I missed if I just tuned in, and what are we talking about? Were you too late? Well, you want me to say everything again, Philip? You're having a laugh, ain't you? We talk about all sorts of rubbish on here, my friend. Welcome to the show, okay? 6th of October. Oh, so that's tomorrow. 6th of October is the birthday of United Kingdom Talk. That is our birthday, boys and girls. Tomorrow we will be 13 years old. Do you remember being 13? I don't think I like being a teenager. Okay, the early bit was all right. The late bit was just dreadful from about 16. And I'm sure it all stems from being dumped by my first girlfriend, Fiona. I hope she's watching this. I'm very good friends with her now. Fiona was my first girlfriend. When she dumped me, after that, I've just been in deep depression ever since. I have. You never forget your first love. Your first love, do you? You never forget the first love. Thank you. Have I got any old phones? No, I haven't got any old phones, I'm afraid. No, nothing to give away here. It's all sorts of bits and pieces. Cake and balloons. Don't be bringing cake and balloons down the pub tomorrow, Adam. I think you're coming with your other half. Are you coming with your other half tomorrow, Adam, to sing a song or two? All right. Another couple of stories here. What else have I got to tell you? Oh, yes. I was just talking to you about my great-nephew's birthday present. He's got a little car set going round and round. And he is... My great-nephew George, 5, is now a Power Ranger. You know what that is, do you? No. Well, they dress up in green suits and they've got like this helmet on and they attack people, including Great Uncle Chris when he comes round. And I have to say, it is painful sometimes. He just goes mad. George, great-nephew George. He goes, Power Rangers, and he lays into me. And this apparently is a programme on the television for children. Power Rangers. Why is there all this violence for children? We never had violence like that when we were children, did we? No. We had wonderful things, like the magic roundabout. Not well. I got Theresa May's cold here. Magic roundabout with Zebedee. And that gorgeous lady Florence. Where are these people now? Replaced by Power Rangers? Awful Power Rangers. Oh, there's some late people here this morning on YouTube, isn't there? Brendan Brady fan is there. Good morning to you, sir. Apparently, people watch because of the out of the ordinary entertainment. Out of the ordinary. That's what I am. Out of the ordinary, Brendan. You're a bit late this morning. We've been here for an hour. Is it me or are these shows getting longer and longer? Apparently, Ben says the Power Rangers are all different colours. Red, blue, yellow, black, and you could be a pink one. Well, my nephew is a green one. What does that mean something? Is it like on sort of different levels? Is it like red, green, yellow, blue, black, white, brown, silver, gold, platinum? Is it a bit like that, or how does that work? I don't know what that is. Or is he like part of the green team, so to speak? Power Rangers. Adam thinks the Power Rangers are all sexy. I'm going to be one day. I think you're a little bit past that, Adam. I have looked at some of your older pictures, and I think you could have been a Power Ranger, but now a little bit old, dear. A little bit old to be a Power Ranger. The amount of blooming 25-year-olds portraying to be twinks on a certain dating app makes me laugh as well. Twink, and now you're 26. I don't think so, sunshine. You're past it. Old. Oh, okay. They just wear different colours. Thank you very much for that. Interesting. That's good. Power Rangers have been around for 25 years. They are having a revival, much like the Ninja Mutant Turtles. I know those. But we didn't have these things when we were children. Violent, dear. Violent things they are. Power Rangers. Woo, Power Rangers. We had Pogle's Wood. Look it up on YouTube. Pogle's Wood. That's what we had. Wonderful little stories about paper cutout people and things like that. Pogle's Wood, black and white, I think it was. And we had Camberwick Green. Oh! The little fireman that used to come down the pole. Pew, pew, Barney McGrew, Toughbert, Billy and Grub. Dun, 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 oh yeah, Camberwick Green. We love it. No, that was Trumpton. That was Trumpton. I lied to you. That was Trumpton, the one with the fireman. There was Camberwick Green, which was like Trumpton. And there was the place in between Trumpton and Camberwick Green. Do you remember what that was called? Correct. Chigley. Little puppets. There was no violence and no fighting. Like Power Rangers. Power Rangers! Come on, Uncle Chris. Violence. This is what's going wrong in this world. We need to bring back Trumpton. That is it all started going wrong when the Terrorhawks came out. These little balls everywhere. And that old bag, Zelda. Ha ha! Terrorhawks. Stay on this channel. Do you remember Zelda in Terrorhawks? Oh, she was ugly. I think my sister is doing a very, very good impression of the Terrorhawks Zelda at the moment. She really does. Ivor the Engine. Yes, Ivor the Engine. Wonderful. Ivor the Engine. Rhubarb and custard. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na. And my favourite one, Mr. Ben. Mr. Ben was this little cartoon character and used to go into a shop and he'd go into the changing room and then when he came out again, he was in a different world. Wonderful. A little bit like Jeremy Corbyn in a different world. That's what he is. My name's Jeremy Corbyn and everything will be free. No wonder they're all voting for him. He's going to give it all away, dear. Where is the magic money tree? Excuse me. Poor Theresa. Poor Theresa. The Wombles. Oh, there's no violence. No violence here. Underground, overground, wombling free. Oh, let's go and pick up some more litter. So, have you not noticed how much litter there is now on the floor since they took the Wombles off the telly? Huh? It's everywhere. Children would watch the Wombles and then the programme would finish around about 5:45 and then they would go out and pick up rubbish. Now they're just beating each other up or throwing bags of acid at each other. How times have changed here. Maisie Trillette was in the Terrorhawks. That's very cruel, Ray. Terrible, dear, terrible. In America, we had the Thundercats. I've heard of the Thundercats, which were much like the Thunderbirds from Tracy Island. Thunderbirds, well, that wasn't too violent, was it? Thunderbirds. I mean, spaceships used to got blown up. Who was that old fat villain in Thunderbirds? What was his name? He was big, wasn't he? Can't remember what his name was now. Captain Pugwash. These were wonderful children's programmes. If you ask me, it went wrong as soon as Teletubbies came out. Teletubbies, ooh, ah. So, I mean, that was just pathetic. Teletubbies. When that came out, I thought, well, that's the end of children's programmes for me. I was okay up to Top Cat, excellent. Top Cat, da-da-da-da-da, the most. Skippy, the bush kangaroo, ooh, ooh, ooh. Skippy, Skippy. The Whirly Birds, remember that one? The Whirly Birds. Flipper. They call him Flipper, Flipper, da-da-da. And my favourite of all time, ba-ba-ba, Casey Jones, steaming and a-rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear the tooting of the whistle, it's Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball Express. I bet that's on YouTube. One moment, please. I will now search for you. Casey Jones. Trying to connect you. Please hold while we try and connect you. Your call is important to us and you will be connected to a customer services representative as soon as one becomes available. Please hold the line. One moment, please. Casey Jones. I bet it's on YouTube. One moment. Yes, it is. Is that a whole programme?
Stop, look, listen, 'cause you're gonna hear a brand new story
Casey
about
Jones.
a great engineer. He's the greatest of them all, we claim. Number one's
Here it comes. Here comes the chorus.
Casey Jones,
Steaming and rolling. Oh, Casey Jones.
You never have to guess when you hear the tooting of the whistle. It's Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball Express.
Oh, yeah. Casey Jones. It's on YouTube. Now, listen, I'm going to finish in a minute. Do yourselves a favour. Go on YouTube. Type in Casey Jones and watch one. They're about 20 minutes long, 25 minutes long. All right? Watch one when I finish. You'll love it. It's all about a train driver. His name, Casey Jones. The Cannonball Express is the name of the train. And it's this great big old steam train. Oh, wonderful, dear. Wonderful. Adam remembers Mr. Men was okay. That was okay, Mr. Men. Da, 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 da. Is that Mr. Men? Or is that Mr. Ben? Can't remember now. Can't remember. Captain Scarlet. Captain Scarlet. We are the Mr. On. Ons. We know... Oh, just a minute. We are the Mr. Ons. We know you can hear us. I love it. Captain Scarlet. Boom, 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 bum, 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 bum. Wonderful programmes to be replaced by Teletubbies. Ooh, ah. Teletubbies say, ooh, ah. Crap, dear. Crap. Bananas in pyjamas. Crap. What about double-deckers? Here we are, we're the double-deckers. And the little girl at the end who goes like that because she can't wink properly. There's another one for you to look up on YouTube. Are you writing these down? Write them down and have a look. Give you something to do today. Look at Casey Jones. Watch one of those. And then type in double-deckers. Double-deckers and HR Puff and Stuff. Cat Weasel. That was great. Cat Weasel. I got that on DVD. Cat Weasel was this old tramp. And he lived in a forest in a water tank. Which he'd created, which had made his home in this water tank. And he had a little pet called Touchwood. And his friend was Carrot. Wonderful. Cat Weasel. That'll be on YouTube as well. Adam wants to go and have a shower. Yeah, about time as well, Adam. You wash your bits. I don't know where you've been putting them this week. Christ's sake. What these young people do. Banana splits. There's another one for you to look up. Banana splits. La da 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 da. You got to do that one. Banana splits. Why don't you? Yeah, didn't like that one. Black Beauty. Da 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 da. Beauty, my beauty. What's wrong, beauty? Beautiful countryside. There's probably an estate on that now, isn't there? Ghastly people. Cat Weasel was a wizard who has been transported in time. So there we are. All right, we're going to wrap up now, boys and girls. Time is moving on. I've been sitting here hour and 20 minutes. These are getting longer, these shows, aren't they? They are. Sorry about that. I don't mean for them to go on for hours on end. It just happens sometimes. So today's... Cliff Richard. Cliff Richard, I nearly forgot. Don't go yet. Very, very important Cliff Richard news. How do you fancy singing with Cliff Richard? Oh, yes. In the Daily Mirror, this is Swinging to the Left. Fans who buy... Oh, one moment, please. You can now sing with Cliff Richard for just £22. And you'll even get a bottle of wine. The price also includes an autograph and photo with the star, but you'll have to jet to Portugal for the chance. So Cliff Richard is charging fans £22 a pop for a sing-song with him. The price includes a bottle of wine, but sadly no mistletoe from his vineyard in Portugal. He's 76, holding a signing at his Adejo do Canta vineyard in the Algarve from 10 a.m. to noon on May the 24th next year. What a wonderful opportunity, eh? And Cliff Richard has a massive fan club. Massive fan club. It's got to be on the same sort of scale as Barry Manilow, I reckon. I think this is a wonderful thing. Fans who buy a bottle of the special edition Vida Nova red wine will get an autograph and a photo taken with Sir Cliff. After the singing session, he promises to perform a selection of his most popular songs in a sing-along. Organisers said, "We don't have any details of what Sir Cliff will be singing, as it will depend on what happens on the day. But hopefully it will be an extra special day and we look forward to sharing it." Sir Cliff is recovering after... Oh, that's ages ago. We'll forget that. But he was accused a while ago and cleared of it. Dreadful what the BBC and the police did to him. But there we go. What a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for fans to get close to someone that they like. Isn't that fantastic? So there you go. If you're a Cliff Richard fan, go and do that. But you do have to get to Portugal, okay? You'll need to get to Portugal to sign up with Cliff Richard. All righty. Let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls, and then it will be time to disappear. I'll do yesterday's birthdays as well, because we didn't do a live show yesterday. Brendan says, I'm not complaining about the longer shows. It is for streaming to us. Oh, good. I'm glad. This could be your nighttime entertainment. Where are you, Brendan Brandy? I can't remember where you are now. Are you in Australia? I can never remember where people are. Sorry, my friend. He reckons I have lots of energy. I have lots of energy in the morning after breakfast. Don't talk to me before breakfast. Do not... Well, actually, no. It's not the food so much. It's the tea. Never, ever attempt communication with me before a cup of tea. Oh, it's terrible. Terrible. Happy birthday today to the lovely Jeff Gurney, who's... But you're not 65. That's a misprint. You can't be 65. I thought you was less than me, actually. I thought you was about 50. Jeff, maybe 48. You can't be 65. So I'll yeah. Happy birthday today to Jeff. Happy birthday to you, sir. Happy birthday to Norma Kilbo-Is. I hope I've said that all right. Happy birthday, Norma. Lovely picture of a cat there, my darling. Happy birthday, Norma. Vicki Edwards. Happy birthday to Vicki Edwards. Happy birthday to Craig Adams, who's 33 years old today. He does hospital radio. And he's been on there for quite some time, which is an excellent thing to do. If you want to get into radio or something like that, hospital radio. Brendan's in the UK. Yeah, where in the UK are you, Brendan? You've probably told me before. I'm sorry. I have to be reminded. You know, it's the old dementia setting in, as you well know. Happy birthday yesterday to my very good friend and neighbour, Derek Anthony. Now, he drives a minicab, not an Uber. Not an Uber. He drives a cab, a proper cab, not an Uber. Happy birthday to you, Derek. Happy birthday to the lovely Helena Santafianos Sage. I love Santafianos. I think he's just shorten your name to Santafianos because that sounds beautiful. I did a little bit of DJing for her when I was still doing DJing a few years ago for one of her birthdays. Happy birthday, Helena. She used to work for the NHS, worked very hard. Happy birthday to Richard Sutherland. Happy birthday, sir. While since I've seen you. Claire Julia Cracknell is 34 yesterday. Sarah O'Neill is 36 yesterday. Jamie Horrocks. Happy birthday to you for yesterday. And Garry Trent, it was his birthday yesterday as well. So let's sing the song. Here we go. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Have you have a nice birthday? I've got a nice night lined up, actually. I'm going to pick up my cousin from Isleworth. I don't know how long it takes to get there from here, actually. And it's going to be at like 6 o'clock at night, which is a real pain because that's the time the traffic's coming out of London. And I know I'm going to get caught up in that. But nevertheless, it is my cousin, so it doesn't really matter. And I haven't seen my cousin for 40 years. Patrick. He lives in New Zealand now. And he's with his brother, obviously my other cousin Martin, who lives in Isleworth. I don't see that often, but you know, now and again, maybe once a year, once every couple of years, I see Martin. And he's over from New Zealand, and I'm going to pick him. I don't know if actually Martin's coming as well tonight. I'm not sure. Perhaps I should have found that out, and we're going over to Auntie Marion's, who I hope won't tell me off today, because she told me off last time, because I was mucking the kids about. We was at, I've told you this, haven't I? We was at, my uncle was over from Australia and he had a big, I think it was an 80th birthday party. And, or was it an 80th? I think it was an 80th birthday party. And everyone came. Of course, you know, adults and children, I'd rather be with the children. I'm on the floor with the children. Auntie Marion come and told me off. I was making them too excited, apparently. Too excited. And then, of course, Cousin Helen, also known as Judge Helen, who goes around judging everyone all the time. She does. Cousin Helen. And then she'll probably say to me tonight, you know, I don't judge everyone. Well, you are now. You're judging me now. Why are you judging me? So I'm going to collect Patrick a little bit later on. I'm looking forward to catching up with him. Really am. So that's my time tonight. Ben's working in Isleworth tomorrow. Are you really? I don't think it's going to take... It's the time, isn't it? I think I said I'd pick him up at 6 to get to Weybridge for 7:30, which is building in about an extra 45 minutes. I think I should. So if I get there about 6 o'clock, I'll leave here at 5:15 for Isleworth, you reckon? I reckon about 5:15 for Isleworth. Yeah, and I should be able to get that there. Adam says you could do Chris present the show with Chris, £22. What a good idea! How would you like to come and present the show with me? No, I have to charge a little bit more than that. £25 plus VAT. Don't ask me to do it without the VAT. I wouldn't sleep at night. I can't do. Actually, I don't. No, I'm not registered for VAT. I don't. Believe it or not, I know you'll find this hard to believe. I don't earn enough to pay VAT. What? I don't know what the earnings is for VAT. Something like that. So Ben's at the Isleworth Legion Club from about 8 o'clock tomorrow. Oh, you'll have a good time there. All right, I'm going to go now, boys and girls, and carry on with my dumping. Although speakers and amplifiers will not be dumped. Let me know, Adam, when you're coming down. Preferably a Monday or a Friday, because there's not so much in the car on those days, and I'll stick them in the car and collect them in your van. If you're coming tomorrow night, let me know, and I'll bring them down there, okay? All right, have a nice Thursday, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you very much for watching the show. Have a nice day. Bye-bye now.